last video, which I have sent you as a teaching video for chapter number 1, till edible parts of a plant, I have stopped over it. Now I'm continuing with the second part of the lesson, feeding habits of animals. Okay, feeding habits of animals. So let me enter into a presentation now. So before going with the feeding habits of animals, I'd like to tell about you that just I want to summarize you what are all we have seen in the previous video. Okay, so first we have seen about what is food, then why do we need food, then what are the functions of food, where does the food where do we get food from, okay, then what are the plant products, then what are the animal products, food obtained from the plants, food obtained from the animals. Then we have seen that edible parts of the plant. Edible means the part of the plant that we eat. Okay, next, sprouting process we have seen about it. Now we are going to enter about the chapter 1, feeding habits of animals. Okay, so you might have learned in 5th standard or in your previous grades that generally animals can be classified on the basis of their habitat. Am I right? What do you mean habitat? Habitat means a living place. So based on the habitat, the animals can be classified into two. That is, one is aquatic, the plants which are able, the animals which are able to live in water. Okay, terrestrial, the animals which are able to live on land. So these are the two animals which are able to classify the animals, that is based on the habitat, that is based on their living places. The animals can be classified into aquatic and terrestrial. Okay, but now this year, though you came to 6th standard, we are going to see about the feeding habits of animals. This also you might have learned in grade 3 or grade 4, but now we are going to see in somewhat detailed manner. Okay, so what do you mean by feeding habits? We can say that eating habits of animals. As a human being, each one will like different food. Okay, so my favorite food is like puri, chapati, like that, and your favorite food will be somewhat differ. Okay, the same way the animals will differ, that is animals will have a different kind of eating habits. Okay, some of them will eat only plants, some of them will eat only the animals, some of them will eat the dead bodies of the animals, and some of the animals will depend upon the other living organisms, like that. Okay, so now we'll enter into the topic, feeding habits of animals. So classification of animals on the basis of their eating habits. Okay, so first one is herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, parasites, and scavengers. Once more I will telling you: herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, parasites, and scavengers. Okay, herbivorous, animals that eat only plants, as we know all that: cow, goat, sheep, zebra, giraffe, everything. Okay, etc. Many. Carnivorous. Okay, we can see that that is herbivorous insect also, like grasshopper. Grasshopper eat only the grass. Yes or no? So that is a herbivorous insect. Example. Okay, carnivorous, animals that eat other animals. Example: lion, lizard, frog, snake, everything. Next, omnivorous, animals that eat both plants as well as the animals. Okay, example: dog, bear, humans. We are also an omnivore. Yes or no? We eat both vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Milk is also an animal food. So every human is an omnivore only. Next, coming to parasites, animals that eat food. Okay, otherwise animals that depends upon the other living organism, okay, for their food, or called parasites. Example: lice and tapeworm. What do you mean lice? That small insect which is on our head, no? Pain, we'll be saying no, that is only lice. Okay, what it will do? We are living, so it is also living. Okay, it will suck our blood, okay, from our body. Scavengers, the same way. Tapeworm. Tapeworm is a worm which is present inside the intestine. Okay, sometimes somebody will have a stomach ache. Often you will be getting hunger due to this counting, that is due to this rise in number of tapeworm inside our stomach. So only mummy will take you to the doctor to get a warm that is warm defestation syrup and all. Puchi marundu like that. Okay, warm defestation syrup and all. Okay, so if you are having more infections with the worm, we have to take that syrup at least 6 months once. Okay, so and also that scavengers, animals which feed on the dead bodies of animals, so that are called scavengers. Okay, so now what is the difference between this carnivorous and scavengers means? This carnivorous, like example like a frog and lizard and all, they will catch up the insect which is live. Yes or no? Not a dead insect or dead things and all. Okay, frog has a rolling tongue, so that catch up the insects very easily. Okay, and also see, think about the lion and tiger. If any deer or zebra or any herbivorous animal, if they could see, it will chase and it will tear, it will kill that animal and then eat. Okay, which is live condition. But whichever this carnivorous animal, after eating all kinds of herbivorous animals, the remaining dead fleshes and all will be there, no? So that and all eaten by this vulture or jackal or crow like that. So that are called the scavengers. So animals which feed on the dead bodies of animals are called as scavengers. So only we can see that roadside and all in the street side, because of the cat or something or dog, the rat will be coming on the street side, and there all the things they were done. The cat, the remaining leftover fleshes and all, it was in the street only. In that place, you would observe that the crow will be more because of that to eat that dead flesh animals. Okay, so that the scavengers, that is so that our surrounding will be clean. So the scavengers helps to clean our environment. Okay, so that is the speciality of the scavengers. Okay, now coming to the next slide. So these are the definitions which I have given for the herbivorous again, once again. Okay, herbivorous have sharp cutting teeth in front and flat. Carnivorous have that is sharp teeth. Omnivorous eat both plants and animals. Scavengers dead bodies of plants and animals, and in this way help to clean the environment. Parasites depends on other living organisms for their food. Okay. Next, coming to the mind map of the whole lesson. Okay, so just now what we have seen is food is divided into, just temporarily like this. Habits of animals, sources of food, and functions of food. If you take sources of food, if you take the sources of food, plant and animal, two things. Okay, under plant, root is a carrot. The edible part of this stem is example potato, leaves spinach, flowers broccoli, seed coriander. If it is an animal, we are having egg, milk, meat, honey. Under milk, we are having more products, paneer, curd, ghee, cheese, butter, cream, etc. We are coming to the function. It provides energy. It helps the body to grow. It protects the body from diseases. These are all the things which you have seen in the previous video itself. Now, habits of animals: carnivore, herbivore, scavenger, parasites. Okay, carnivore, herbivore, omnivore, parasite, and scavengers. What is this called? Decomposes. It is one of the exceptional case. That is, here in the soil we are having many microorganisms. Okay, so that microorganisms will eat the dead organisms. Okay, like after scavengers, the leftover things and all there. No, if it is left as such, all worms, small bacteria will be forming on that. So that will eaten up by it. Okay, and then it convert into a useful form. Okay, so that are called decomposers. Not only example bacteria, fungi is also one of the good example for the decomposers. And this you will be learning in the coming lessons in detail. Okay. Yeah. Next, coming to the last topic of this lesson, coming to the food chain. Okay. What do you mean by food chain? Organisms who eats who. Okay, the organism who eats whom is called as food chain. The series of a chain in which the organism who eats whom is called a food chain. Here, always whenever whatever the food chain is it, okay, food chain may be a different environment condition. Food chain in grassland is there, food chain in forest is there, food chain in water is there, food chain in desert is there. Okay, so these are the things maybe we will be doing as an activity in the coming classes. Okay, but you should know about this. Whatever it is, always the food chain starts from the sunlight and ends with the decomposer. Just note down it. Always the food chain starts with the sunlight and ends with the decomposer. Okay, first sunlight. From the sun the plants gets energy. Okay, that is called producer. As I said you in the first class itself, that what do you mean by producer? Without plant, no animal, nothing is there. So plant is the first producer of a food. So it can produce their food with the help of their photosynthesis, or we can say that it can prepare their own food by themselves. Okay, so sunlight, with the help of sunlight it gets energy and it started producing food, example grass, and that is eaten by this grasshopper. That is called primary consumer. What do you mean primary consumer? The herbivorous animal, that is the plant eating animal, which is directly gets energy from the plant, so that is called as primary consumer. All animals are called as consumer because the animals which consume the food as a plant directly or indirectly. Okay, it cannot prepare their own food. It will be depend upon all the plants only, directly or indirectly. Indirectly means, see, this grasshopper is eaten by this frog, so it is called a secondary consumer because this will eat, and the grasshopper eats grass. Okay, somehow the grass substance, the nutrients will be present in the grasshopper, so that nutrient will go to the frog also. So only it is indirect, that is indirect nutrient of the plant is going for the frog. Okay, next the snake is, okay, then the frog is eaten by the snake, that is tertiary consumer. This is the third part. Then the snake is eaten by the hawk, final consumer. Then finally, whatever it is dead, the leftover bodies and everything, it is catch up by the bacteria and fungi, that is called decomposes. So this is the food chain, which is one of the examples of food chain in forest ecosystem. Okay, that's all, children. So far we have learned about the first lesson about sources of food. Why do we need food? Where do we get food from? What are the functions of food? What are the edible parts of a plant? What are the ingredients of a food? And then feeding habits of animals like the herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, scavengers, and parasites. Then about the food chain, we have seen about it. So that's all for the first lesson for you. Okay, thank you, children.